Hi guys, it's Mark here from the BBQ and Brews show. I'm here in Meatstock, Sydney with a fantastic Sigh. Look at this amazing artwork here. Now, Sigh, you've been at many Meatstocks in the past and you come here and make all these amazing artwork. How do you get the inspiration for all this stuff?
Inspiration comes pretty easy when you get to do what you love every day, but also too with the fact I've only missed 2 Meatstocks, so you know this isn't work for me. This is just a bit of a family reunion, that sort of thing. So yeah, usually when I approach the wall art in particular, the basic start is to get the big sponsors in there and look after the family, and then the wall sort of grows organically over the course of the weekend. People will come up and make suggestions and ask to get their logos on there and that sort of thing. And, you have a bit of fun with it. And, yeah, the fact that I get to work with a lot of barbecue guys, in my artwork outside of Meatstock, I've sort of got a bit of a finger on the pulse of what everyone's sort of looking for and that sort of thing. And, I mean, yeah, but I love doing the wall because you just let it come out organically, and yeah, by the end of it, if someone takes it and it ends up in their garage, then it's win-win.
Is that where they go? Is it? Because the one in Toowoomba was amazing.
The one in Toowoomba actually was meant to go to the forklift driver.
Oh, really?
And he messaged us a month ago and couldn't find it, and it showed up yesterday with all Weber's stuff. So someone had chucked it on the...
thought, I'll take that, that's pretty good.
When they were moving the stuff around, Weber didn't want it. They just were like, hey man, I think this is yours. It's like, geez, well, I don't need these plywood panels. But yeah, there's a bunch of garages around the country and butcher shops, and I think Heat Beads have got one in their warehouse. I mean, it beats us storing them,
Oh, but they're just basically works of art, right? So you want a big open space where you can hang these, right?
Yeah,
it wouldn't really fit in my garage, but
Yeah, if you've got a big, I've sort of started doing a little bit different now too. I'm trying to, with these side panels, I'll try and keep a piece per panel.
Oh, okay,
so someone doesn't actually have to take the whole thing. They can just take a piece of it. So I know Golly from the Weber Kettle Club got a portrait one year, and he ended up taking the whole thing, and he still hasn't put it up yet. So, but it's all just temporary art, and it sort of just signifies the weekend that was. Also, too, at the end of every event, Jay takes a photo of the whole wall, and then prints it on the scrim. So if you look around the festival, there's all the old murals as like fencing barriers. So, yeah. Bit of waste not want not, I guess, but...
And you have done a lot of logos for a fair few people in the barbecue community. One of the people who wanted me to shout out to was my buddy Traeger Dixon. Josh's one is amazing. And I love the fact how you got his dog in it.
Yeah, well, Josh, he's a fellow Tasmanian, mate, so I've always got a soft spot for the boys from the homeland.
Yep.
We were talking last night, actually, just briefly on Instagram, just sharing some likes, and just our local basketball team was playing just over the way last night. So I think Joshy, as much as he might be loving it in Papua New Guinea, events like this would really be tugging at the old heartstrings.
I think he's a bit sad that he's not here. But
anyway,
how do you sort of get inspiration for each sort of person? Do you sort of talk to them? How do you sort of do that?
Yeah, well, it's gotten to the point now where I'm sort of I'm super busy, especially with family life and that. So I've started becoming a little bit selective with the work I take on.
Yep.
So if it's for someone that I know really well, it's an instant yes, So I can pick their brain. When I do a piece for someone, I sort of just want a little bit of a brief from them.
Yep.
Then, I mean, the typical example is Adriano from BRZ Food.
Yeah.
I just stalked him online and then spoke to a few people, and that was his design brief. Just find out a little bit about me from my friends and produce something. And that's one of my favourite pieces, like we put a bit of Brazilian flair in there. We got his kids in there. He's very family orientated. And I sort of like to get a little bit of info from people and then just not even tell them I'm working on it, just send them a DM with the nearly finished product and be like, what do you think? And it's pretty well received. I haven't had any sort of, I guess you'd say, cock blocking at this. Can I say that?
You can definitely say that. It's fine. We might beep it out, but it's fine.
But I mean, I find I work better when I'm obviously doing something that interests me, which is you know, stuff for mates and barbecue related stuff is right up my alley. So, yeah, if you enjoy it, I think you'd get a better product for sure.
Your style is very, very much, I think I'd say you, but is it a known style, or is it just something you've come up with over the years of?
It's, so I guess my style is, it's sort of just a reflection on the guys and artists that I look up to.
Yep.
It's heavily based around watching cartoons as a kid. I mean, I rely on outlines and heavy shadowing, almost comic book style these days to get my details in. But yeah, I guess it's almost lowbrow with the fact that I like including, you know, a few pussy pimples and boogers and brains hanging out at times. And
Character,
yeah, because, you know, I love the old rat fink stuff, and you know, a lot of these barbecue guys are into the hot rod scene and that sort of thing, so it gels really well. But, you know, then I've also had to challenge myself and do some pieces for, like, for example, back in the day, Fired Up, an all-female barbecue team, you know. No, not Fired Up. Oh, I've got a mind blank here.
They've done too many of them, that's why.
Yeah.
That's it. There's too many on the list.
No, it was, well, the theme was Fire Up Big Girl. So, yeah, and, you know, an all-female barbecue team, which kicks ass. You know, they do really well. I feel really bad now. I've just had a complete mind blank.
Like Kerry from the, you know, was it Women Barbecue Alliance?
Yeah, no, I can't remember. I'll have to go back through my Instagram and find it. But yeah, you know, that was cool because, you know, they didn't want anything super masculine and that sort of thing. And, you know, I love challenging myself, you know, with sort of new design briefs and things like that. Yeah, but it's gotten to the point too, like I was approached by an accountant in Melbourne Meatstock.
I was going to say, that's an interesting
and
mix.
he was like, mate, I basically love hot rods, I love barbecue, and I'm an accountant, but I don't love wearing a suit every day. So he was going to message me and we were going to sort of come up with something cool so he could wear a business t-shirt almost, you know, with what he's into. And I was like, you know what, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's something different.
Yeah, but you know, I just love doing it. You sort of remind people that, you know, this potentially what I do is, you know, it's a tax write-off, you know, it's a uniform. You know, it's branding, it's sign writing. So yeah, and it's just making businesses fun. You know, I share it on my socials, they share it on theirs.
So speaking of sharing on socials, I've got one of your new tops. And by God, it blew up. Everyone's gone to me, where can I get it? Where can I get it? And I think you've hit me on the mark, because it's basically having small children.
Yep.
It's the dad in me goes, I've seen Bluey, I've seen Peppa Pig, I'm over Peppa Pig. Bluey's much better.
Yeah.
And it just, you know, I went, I need that top, and I got one, and I think it sort of resonates with many dads out there going, we love barbecue, I want that top.
Yeah, I drew that back in 2020, middle of lockdown.
Yeah.
And we were sort of just waiting for the right time to release it. So Meatstock Toowoomba, the shirt was launched. And I mean,
it disappeared off the shelf pretty quick there.
Yeah, there's a few about to go on sale for this weekend. So if you're hearing this, it's too late.
It's probably gone. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, we're going to do a pre-order run soon.
Yeah.
So anyone that can't make Meatstock, but we're going to run kids sizes too. So.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So send your kids to daycare wearing something like that.
I'll be getting some of those.
Yeah, you'll be the popular kid. But yeah, man. It's just as I touched on before, I just love combining all my interests and that sort of thing to I guess pretend I'm working. But yeah.
So the other thing is all the tattoos. So did you design them yourself?
The first couple I came up with the concepts and the ideas.
Yeah.
And, you know, anyone who's sort of had their first tattoo, the first couple you want to have meaning and that sort of thing.
Yep.
And then they just become gap fillers. You just get sick of looking at the tattoos you don't have.
Yep.
So I've been going to the same artist now for about the last 10 years. He did my whole back. Yeah. And obviously when you spend 60 hours with someone, you become quite close. So
especially while they're inflicting a little bit of pain on you.
Oh, mate. Yeah. Well, being a working tattooist at one stage myself too, you get to know a person when they're in the hurt locker. Yep. Their true self comes out. Yep. You know, so you build a really good relationship with your artist, and now it's gotten to the stage where I just message Alex and say, hey, I'm ready to book in.
Yep.
His option to me is, what body part are we doing? And that's it.
Yep.
I show up, he messaged me a few days before.
What do you got left?
I've got this whole side.
Oh, yeah.
And then obviously there's a few little gaps on the legs, but
Yep.
I don't know about the neck and the head. I really want to.
That sounds really painful, the neck.
Oh, mate,
Oh.
it's true what they say. They hurt more as you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying getting tattooed anymore. Like,
Yep.
it used to be exciting, but also too, you know, I've probably lost my my macho-ness over the years, and yeah.
I doubt that very much.
No, well, I'll be happy when these next few pieces are finished, because I'll look a lot more tattooed. But yeah, you sort of stop looking at the tattoos you have and you look at the spaces you can put something in. So
I saw you reviewing the ones for Meatstock, your top 10.
yes,
I gotta say, what is your sort of best sort of barbecue tattoo you've seen out there?
definitely the one Matt Jordan did.
Yeah.
So Matt Jordan's a Kiwi barbecuer. Shout out to Matt, he's killing it.
Yep.
But he's a really world-renowned black and grey realism artist.
Yep.
And he's done...
That was the one on the arm, was it, that one?
Yeah, I think it was on the
Yeah.
forearm, but it was basically the classic praying hands tattoo.
Yeah, that one, yeah, with the
And then he did
brisket.
a colour brisket
Yeah.
hanging over it.
It looked like you could eat it.
Oh, mate, and it was amazing.
I
And-
half didn't believe it was real when I saw that. I went,
Yeah.
that looks too good.
Yeah, but that actually went on one of the guys from the Wingless Angel barbecue team
Yeah.
in New Zealand. So, you know, it's two barbecues coming together to create something amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was tattooing, I used to look at Matt's stuff and I'd just be like, I'm never going to get that good.
Oh, it's definitely a skill.
Oh, mate, no, it's beyond skill. He's a freak. But
My,
yeah,
my buddy Ryan is definitely keen to get a few more, and we get a few drinks in today. You never know, he might get one done on him today.
yeah, for sure. I'm going to try and sneak over there and see the guys. So, yeah, we've got little Tokyo doing the tattoos this trip. So, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we're really excited to have those guys on board. And, yeah, we'll see how we go. But, unfortunately, I don't really have the space for too much stuff. But we'll sneak a little banger in there somewhere.
Now, the other exciting thing you're getting involved in is your NFT. I've been looking at
Yes.
that, and I love the designs. They're amazing.
Yeah, so, yeah, I got approached at the start of the year through barbecue. So the guy that approached me to do the artwork for this NFT project, I'd done some artwork for his Wagyu beef company.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Mr. Wagyu.
Yep.
And I met him through Raf at Two Smoking Arabs, who
Yep.
I'd done the artwork for. And then the guys that are the developers of the Fight Club were like, you know, we need some really good art. We want to sort of use someone local.
Yep.
And when they approached me, I wasn't taking any work on at the moment at that time because I just had too much on, and I just went, you know what? This is one of those opportunities where, you know, you say no, you're gonna miss this forever. So
Yeah.
I was so excited to get on board and spent probably the first 2 months solid of the year of drawing these NFT traits to get ready.
Yep.
And yeah, so we're in the early launch stages. We're building really heavy utility. So we're basically designing a fight club in the metaverse where you can, you know, watch fights through your
Well,
VR.
that's the bit that got me, right? So being the geek side of me is the fact that these things have been around for a while. This is the first time I've seen something that's like engaging, right?
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's going to be a community. You're going to be able to be involved. There's going to be competition.
Big time.
This is great. You know?
Yeah, so one of the things that I can mention, we've got a lot of stuff still unreleased, but we've got 10 rare gold Nugget fighters in the collection.
Yeah.
So at this stage, if you buy an NFT, it hasn't revealed just yet. They won't reveal till they've all sold. But if you happen to mint the gold Nugget, you get to come to Thailand with us for a couple of weeks and train
Wow.
at one of the Muay Thai gyms.
That's amazing. So you actually go to Thailand for a trip and train.
Yep,
with
and there
professionals.
will be well-known fighters there. We can't disclose who, but there will be some big-name fighters there to train you. And basically just, you know, sharing the love of combat sports, and also to helping young guys get up
Yeah.
through the scene, helping injured fighters. There's going to be a Fight Club token.
Yep.
So on the blockchain, yeah, get in early, Fight Club NFT. It's an all Aussie team.
Yep.
The guys were here last night. They were loving it, and I mean, I think everyone these days, we're sort of coming out of the woodwork and getting back into social events. And
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't actually physically met these guys before. We'd done heaps of Skype calls and that sort of thing, but to actually shake hands and hug it out and see, I mean, they saw our community, you know,
Yeah.
and last night wasn't even packed. And they were like, man, like, it's just so exciting. And we're introducing them to people that were into NFTs, because in Australia, we're still so, I mean, we're late to the party and we're not even, people aren't even attending yet. So
We're always a bit late, aren't we? We sort of trail behind in a few things. And then we catch
yeah,
up.
well, we're lucky in the fact that we live great lives here. You know, we
Yeah.
have the freedom to go outside and spend it at the beach or do whatever you want to do. But I mean, Web3, it's coming,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're not forcing it on anyone. But if anyone wants to join, jump in. We're building a great community. It's still early for our project, and yeah.
I just love it. Like, you know, my past life was a fighter many years ago. That's why I'm a cripple now and hobble around.
Rad.
But it's like, oh, looks amazing, and it's like something you get involved in. The fact you can win a trip overseas.
Yeah, and I mean, that's only the start, because obviously the utility builds as people jump on board.
You got to watch it online, right? With the
Yeah,
Oculus, right? So you got to sit there and actually sit ringside and actually watch it. Which is
Yeah,
gotta be
so
so
eventually,
much fun.
as ringside VR technology develops, I mean, with the Fight Club, we're actually building a physical Fight Club in the metaverse. So it'll be a clubhouse. There'll be poker tables. There'll be, so you can
awesome.
basically design your own avatar
And go there
and hang out
Yeah.
in the metaverse with other people who could be in the Philippines or China or the States. You
Yeah.
know, and yeah, eventually, when the technology becomes available, watch fights through
Yeah.
VR ringside. You know, like. That's where all these companies are going. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen some basketball games, NBA games, VR testing, and you know, it's pretty wild because yeah. But also too, eventually when the big fights come to Australia, you know, we'll have access to good tickets through our community. Like one of the guys on board, he's been a fight promoter most of his life, so he gets access to a lot of these fights. So there'll be raffles, there'll be giveaways to actually go to.
So it's basically
fight
community,
nights.
right? So it's not just an online community. There's the real world ramifications
It
as well.
is.
Where you
So
can get
we're
stuff.
using the Web3 to engage the community.
Yep.
But then we want real life interaction too. You
Oh,
know?
that's amazing.
So,
It's just
yeah.
great to get people involved, and especially when you sort of touch people all over the world with the same common interest.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you know, as we've all sort of learnt through barbecue, it's like on a day-to-day basis, you might not have anything to do with a lot of these guys, but when you throw us all in this big melting pot of these festivals,
Yeah.
you know, we're all just bros, you know, bros and sisters. We can't forget the grill girls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that word you keep saying, community, it's everything.
Well, it's like,
And it's the way to build anything, and you know, be passionate and just make it happen, because I mean, the last 2 years have taught us anything. It's how fragile society is, and how the things you love can be taken from you so quick. Like even just simple things of just hugging a mate, you know. I've forgotten how to shake people's hands.
oh, it's
mate.
always
Like,
awkward now.
been-
Like, do you shake? Do you fist bump? Do you elbow? What do you do these days?
Oh,
you know?
we'll go to New Zealand and we won't know what to do, because their handshakes are a lot more hectic than ours. You know,
Yeah.
there's lots of hugging and all these different hand signals and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And yeah, but we can't wait to get back over and see the Kiwis. And yeah, I reckon they're gonna show us up with how many barbecue festivals or comps they've been able to have over COVID.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I love my Kiwis.
That's what Meatstock's really done for us as well. Like, it's that online community where we sort of met people. Now you're sort of coming and meeting in real life. It's been amazing.
Oh, that's it. You know, like you feel bad at times. People come up, hey man, how are you? And it's like, what's your Instagram?
Yeah,
name?
it's like, I don't know you, but I know you are barbecue at this thing. Oh, I know that.
Yeah. But see, that's
I love your brisket.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that photo that went viral. And,
Yeah.
you know, that TikTok you did the other week got me in stitches. But yeah, I mean, this weekend there's heaps of guys. Same thing, like the Cheat Meats guys. I mean, I met those guys in Melbourne maybe 3 years ago, and we've just been talking and communicating online for the last couple of years. And to see them physically here this weekend is amazing. Yeah, it's sort of a checklist of people that I really just want to run up and hug. And yeah, but yeah, there's just so many aspects from it now. You know, you've got guys that just do social media, you've got butchers, you've got barbecuers, you've got merch guys, you've got, you know, content creators. Now with Meatstock expanding, you know, we've got Australia's strongest men and women happening, you know,
true,
and it's so good. Like the bands are getting bigger, and yeah, it's just I mean, onwards and upwards has always been the goal, but the fact that, you know, we thought it was done, you know, in the midst of 2020 and then 2021, like it was hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, but optimism prevailed, and yeah, we had to sort of teach each other how to do festivals again.
Yeah.
Like I know after the first day of setting up Melbourne, I know myself and my roommate were physically rubbing deep heat into our heels because we hadn't been on our feet that long.
I think we were the
for
same.
literally years. So yeah, it's it's been a ride, that's for sure. But I mean, a ride we're all so grateful of being part of. So
Now, before I just wrap this up, Sigh,
Yeah.
we always like to ask, who inspires you online? Who's the person who sort of gives you inspiration to do, you know, what you do?
oh mate, I find inspiration through everything, you know, like on an art scale of things, you know, you've got the old masters Jim and his son Jimbo Phillips, who used to do the old Santa Cruz stuff, then Mike Giant, Honky Kong, and then tattooers, and then everyday guys like in New Zealand, Matt Jordan. You know, I really can't wait to meet that guy and just pick his brain. And but geez, you know, even in barbecue, you know, the fact that we get privileged to meet guys like Tuffy and Big Mo, like,
amazing. Yeah.
you know, I'll put a photo up of my daughter online and Big Mo will send me a love heart, you know.
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
really nice.
wow, that's cool. And you know, Sterling from Luton Booty and Mike Johnson, and you know, the fact that these guys are so successful in what they do, but they're genuinely interested in what we're doing, it's just rad. Yeah, but you know, then I just look up to people that I think are really good dads, and you know, they inspire me, you know, because as cool as you think you might be, your kids might not think so, and that's what's most important, you know. Like, you might think you got the coolest job in the world, but you come home and if your kid doesn't care, then that's when you sort of be like, oh, maybe I should work a bit harder. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm lucky enough that I can sort of take inspiration from anything, you know. But yeah, I mean, even the guys that run this festival, Jay and Simon, they inspire me every day, you know.
Amazing what they put on.
Oh, and the fact that every year they give me the nod to help out and help create Meatstock, it's just like, love it.
Fantastic. Oh,
yeah.
Thanks, Si. Well, let you get back to work. You got a lot there to go still.
Yeah, no worries. There's still
impressive.
plenty of square meters to get covered, but yeah, I don't think I made too many mistakes while I was talking.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Awesome.
All right.
You.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.